Yo, what's good, boils and ghouls? It's your boy Duval Dracula coming back in this with another little unboxing video. It's gonna be a quick one, but I got some cool stuff in the mail that I wanted to showcase. Hope y'all are creeping it real out there, and if you ain't, you might want to get up out of here because this is strictly for the sick. Alright, so I'm really excited. I got some couple unexpected packages today that I didn't see that I got the shipping number from because it went into my spam folder, so I kind of didn't forget about it, but I just didn't realize that I was getting them today, and I'm super excited about it. So today I got an eBay score from overseas, from Brazil specifically, and I got, well, not overseas, I guess, like, you know, whatever, doesn't matter. What do you think? You think that I'm a master of geography? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I got something from Brazil, an eBay score, a little CD, and then I got a couple shirts in, one that I've been waiting on for a fat minute here, so I'm really excited about it. Got a Hell's Headbanger release and this zine that I'm super stoked on that we're going to touch on later. I was fortunate enough to get one of their limited shirts that they just put out, so we're going to rip right into it. Jesus. My bad, y'all. But anyways, let's see if I can get in here. Forgot to bring my scissors in here, like little box cutting knife, but doesn't really matter. We can just kind of just rip right into it. Did a good job. Whoever the homie is that shipped this to me did a really good job with. Oh, sick. Little bootleg Sepultura flyer right here. Super hard. Very cool, dude. In Portuguese also. Super awesome. Definitely gonna hang that up somewhere in here, but let's talk about what I got in the mail. Fucking, I love it when fools feel free to, you know, bubble wrap up the shit. Really, what's the word I'm looking for? Generously. There you go. Alright, so we got something I'm super excited about. Pyrexia Sermon of Mockery. Hell yeah. The Century Media re-release that's been out of print for a minute, dude. It's been out of print for a while. I've been looking for it on CD for a little bit. Scored it on eBay. Super stoked on it. Man, I mean, up north, they know what they're doing with the sickness, man, with that sick death metal shit, dude. They're the kings, in my opinion. I mean, whether it be PA, Connecticut, New York, Jersey, all over the board, it's just like, you know, Torture Crypt, Ripping Corpse, Mortician, Immortal Suffering, Eternal Bleeding, Suffocation, like, I could go on and on with the list. And I mean, then you got actually, let's do a little poll real quick. Let me know where y'all's favorite death metal bands are from, or like what sections of the United States, or even if we're talking about bands outside of the United States, where are y'all's favorite death metal bands from? Me personally, I always keep it up north and the Midwest too, man. I mean, Ohio, that corn-fed shit is fucking phenomenal, man. I mean, you got like the Goats, Regurgitation, Gutted, Exploding Zombies, and Impetigo from Illinois. Yeah, we could have a whole different conversation about this. We could go on and on, but that's like some of my favorite stuff ever, personally, is from up north and the Midwest. I don't think you can go wrong with it. All right, we're gonna whipping right into this package from Hell's that I'm super stoked on. Hell yeah, dude! Keeping it quality with the screen print, the font, like 7 years old. The front and back, and it's huge. Hideous Manglius, dude. That OG grind, death grind, dude. Horror death grind, that first wave horror death grind, dude. What y'all know about Hideous Manglius, man? These dudes, like, it's the type of shit that you would you could go rip a bowl to, and I'm not just talking 420 either. Like if you're trying to go skate, dude, trying to go hit a curb or something full speed. I mean, for me, this would be on the same playlist as RKL or something, man. Like that. To me, that's just what it is. But I don't know, dude. The thing with me and grind specifically, also, it's like, screen didn't take there. It's all right. What's it called? The thing with me and grind specifically though is like you have to be a true fan of hardcore punk to understand grind as much as you are a fan of death metal. Like I remember, like if you heard interviews with like Jeff Walker back in the day and stuff from Carcass, like hardcore punk, especially from the U.S., was an integral part of Carcass's sound, especially early on. Because for me, I can appreciate Heartwork and Carcass's like mellow death stuff and the way that they went in, like as time progressed, how they like improved as musicians and I guess were like improving on their sound, quote unquote. But to me, the true Carcass is Recapitulafaction, Symphonies of Sickness. And that's like the perfect conglomerate of hardcore punk and death. All the macabre and the death aspect with death metal influences, of course, mixed with like fucking relentless hardcore punk rock. I mean, they were very opening about listening to Siege and a bunch of hardcore punk bands from the US, and that's kind of how they got their influence and their sound, you know? And I mean, especially coming from the UK, I mean, you got bands like Discharge. I believe Doom is from the UK also, if I'm not mistaken. So you had an influx of influences from these DB bands, and they kind of took that and then made like what I like to call hardcore, which is just gore grind. It's just grind to me, like the true grind. I mean, Repulsion is an amazing example of that. Again, Impetigo, like these bands, like really took that the hardcore punk sound and just made it gross and grimy and just like again with these like macabre and horror movie influences and just straight up like sick shit influences, you know what I mean? It's my some of my favorite shit, dude. I mean, if I were to pick like my two favorite personal subgenres of metal, it would definitely be gore grind, and death metal, brutal death metal specifically. That's kind of where my bag is. Speaking of brutal death metal, we're gonna jump right into this too. There's this fanzine that I'm a huge fan of, this newer band that's out called Final Resting Place, and there's this new label that the singer's doing called Mass Casualty. It's a zine and a record label that they're doing. They got a couple cool new releases out right now. This band Discontent, they just put out a crazy single that's super awesome. They just put out also probably my EP of the year. I'm not even gonna lie, the Fragmentation self-titled EP from down south, dude. Are they? No, they're from Tampa. Pardon, they're not from down south. They're from Tampa. But that's like, dude, we haven't had a band like that come out of Florida in a long time. There's a couple like me and my girl and my best friend. We're finna go see Dripping from Jersey down in I think we're gonna go to hit the Daytona show. I'm not entirely sure yet, but we're gonna go see Dripping, Fragmentation's opening, and Hacksaw. The full lineup isn't out yet, but Hacksaw, it's like these younger dudes playing some sick brutal death from down in, they're like Dade County, I think, like Miami-Dade, something like that. But there's a bunch of cool new bands coming out from Florida, man, and I'm super stoked on it. And this dude's like, he's with the business when it comes to that, because he picked right up on it. He's probably homies with them and stuff, but this dude Tom, who was also the singer for Simulacra, if anybody's familiar with that hardcore band. But Final Resting Place is, to me, an amazing newer brutal death band, dudes, and I am super excited to own this shit. Screen prints and paint on it. Sick. Check it out, dude. The deadliest zine ever unearthed. And then you got the Mass Casualty little pocket print, little side hit, you know, keeping it simple, keeping it a buck. I'm very excited for the first issue to come out. It hasn't come out yet, but I personally, I mean, I know a lot of fools are like, kind of like, I don't know, like people are just kind of weird or they're just stuck in their ways, but I think the brutal death scene is alive and thriving right now, and there's a bunch of cool bands. I mean, Final Resting Place being a big example, and you got Anadonia, Necrotic Defilement, Reduced to Dust, like all these cool bands that are coming out right now. And if you haven't checked any of those bands, you gotta get on it. But I'm very excited to check out their first release. I have a little zine in the works too, but we'll talk about that later. Well, hey, that was it. I appreciate y'all fools keeping it real with me, you know, keeping it a buck with y'all, and or creeping it a buck, I should say. But come on, y'all. I just need 25 subscribers, and I'm doing a giveaway. I'm trying to give you something cool. I'm trying to gift you the gift of music, right from my black little heart. Just the gift of sick shit. I'm giving away a record and a flag, dude. Can't beat it. I might even throw away. Not to throw away. I'm giving it to you. I'm not throwing it away. It's not trash. How dare I? I could give you a shirt too, dude. We can make the package a real package. But I need 25 subscribers. So, boils and ghouls, if you could do me the favor, tell your friends, tell your homies, yo, Brian's got a pretty kick-ass YouTube going on right now. Oh, really? Yeah. So subscribe. And there you fucking go. Duval Dracula finna come at you again real soon with another video, but until then, keep it real out there and keep it sick. Later.